Hi everyone, Piet and Grade here from the Purple House Wellness Center in Forth in Tasmania. Welcome back to our weekly health talk, and today we're going to address an elephant in the room. We're going to talk about erectile dysfunction. Apparently 30% of men over 40, so they're young men, have to resort to Viagra or some other erectile dysfunction drug, and sometimes also synthetic testosterone. And we want to unpack this topic that's swept under the carpet or people suffer in silence. Nobody likes to talk about it, and yet it's huge. It's a huge epidemic of men, our men who are becoming feminized. And Peter will talk to you about it a little bit, how that shows up. Quite
often the doctors will prescribe synthetic testosterone, which helps a little bit, but
in the short term.
But after a while, it makes the problem worse, and it depletes your muscle bulk and everything. Testosterone in the long term
destroys your organs.
Yeah,
pretty much. If you're on a long term, it kills your body.
And it's not the fact that it's not enough testosterone, it's because there's too much estrogen in the body, and we become men, we start getting
feminine traits.
Feminine traits, boobs, fat on our chest and tummy and
upper arms, upper back.
Yeah, and those fat deposits, they produce estrogen as well. But what causes the increase in estrogen in our lifestyles today is all the plastics. There's a lot of, everything's wrapped in plastics, and they mimic estrogen. They disrupt our hormones. There's also
drink bottles. The plastic drink bottles are really, really bad.
Our food, all the livestock have probably given hormones estrogen to make them fat, and here we are eating all those extra hormones. And where water is recycled in cities, men would be drinking lots of estrogen in their water.
Also the oceans, the estrogen levels in the oceans are naturally high, and that is also creating alterations in the fish, the life inside the ocean. Plus, of course, the ocean eventually rains back down on us. So it's like a cycle of estrogen that's being showered with. We
read years ago of polar bears not reproducing as they ought to, and the males are having the same problem. In our fruit and veggies, the sprays that are used, pesticides and herbicides, they're often estrogen based. Soy, you look at any processed food, you'll often find soy as one of the
key
ingredients, and that's estrogen mimicking.
Phytoestrogens.
And it suppresses our thyroid, and they're full of phytoestrogens and build up the estrogen in men's bodies, which is the problem.
So it's also not great for women, but for once we're talking more about guys, because this is, I see it, we see it a lot. We've been in business now since the year 2000, treating clients one-on-one, and we've seen the difference. So
I have men come to me and they say, oh, I'm having a bit of trouble. They won't broach the subject of saying they've got erectile dysfunction. Mm-hmm. That word seems to be dirty or something. Or we feel shame. Mm-hmm. That's why we don't talk about it. But all the air fresheners, all the print-offs that we get every single day from cash registers, get a receipt, all that it's coated with BPA and xenoestrogen, and we're absorbing all that.
Exactly. People are actually not aware of it, not even so-called awake people, because Pete and I we stayed at a retreat last year, which was all very wonderful in the bush somewhere in Victoria, and with really nice food, and it was all sustainably driven, the whole retreat. And then, to my dismay, where workshops were held, and in the bedroom section, they had these puff steamers. By the way, you see them in old people's homes too, nursing, and it's just shocking, absolutely shocking. That's worse than cigarette smoke from your body, and they disrupt your hormones for women, but especially for guys. And I couldn't believe that people we had a lecture about sustainability, and we were showing around the farm where they grow their own vegetables and everything is natural. And then they think these kind of things are innocent, and they're actually super toxic. So there needs to be more awareness around everything that you put in your body that we bombarded with. In a minute, Pete and I, we're going to tell you how you can get rid of your estrogen, the excess estrogen in your body, for both of us, by the way. So first of all, there's the awareness that we're living in an environment now in the world where you can't avoid feminine hormones coming at you, and not in a nice way, like not in a nice, I mean in a toxic way, not in a way that gives you any pleasure, because it's coming at you from the environment itself, like I'm saying, even in your drinking water.
So how do we, as we said, it's not the testosterone the problem, it's too much estrogen. So how do we get rid of that estrogen? Our fat cells are producing it, so we need to get lifestyles that drop that fat source. But then there are other ways, easy ways that we can deplete it out of our system. Now, the iodine that our thyroid needs, that will help regulate the hormones in our system. And the other thing, amazing thing, is something in lemons called D-limonene, but you need the skin and everything.
But make sure it's organic. If
you have the whole lemon, you can drink it up, but in essential oil, the essential oil of lemon is two or three drops of that would be equivalent to probably 2 or 3 lemons. The whole,
I would say a bucket load of lemon, yeah.
So that's got D-limonene in, and that will rid your body of estrogen.
That's good for everyone, because women also suffer, we get sore boobs, and men, all our hormone problems that we have is also from toxic estrogen. But this will help to get rid of man boobs. So man boobs, you see people. I used to think, like years ago, that's from eating too much chicken. Like lots of people don't eat meat anymore. They think red meat is bad.
There are hormones in chickens
as well.
Well.
But it's way worse than that. It's not just poor innocent hormone-grown chickens, right? It's everywhere, and I've put in an article, so please read the article and have a good look. So lemons are good, so start having a lemon essential oil. Make sure that you get an organic and not fragrant, by the way, it has to be essential oil, an organic one. Like Pete said, 2 or 3 drops in water, or put it on your feet.
You can have it a couple of times a day. But
don't put it on your skin and go out in the sun, because it'll burn. But it helps your liver to detoxify itself from toxic estrogen.
And have that in your water instead of your lemon juice. You'll be getting a lot of D-limonene.
But of course, if you have a lemon tree, that's wonderful. Then I would actually put a lemon or 2 lemons every day in the food processor and really pulverize the whole thing, pips and all, and do something with that. I'm not sure though how you would do it.
Well, you have to consume the whole lemon. The essential oil is a bit of an easier way to do it. Now, when we learnt the biomedic system over in Chicago, the guys broached this subject that taught us, and they were talking about the erectile dysfunction in society that's not spoken about, and our body needs minerals and trace minerals, and the guy said, have a guess what rocks are made of? No, pretty hard, aren't they? So we need minerals and trace minerals. So
You can't get it.
we don't get it in the food we eat. So we need to take, well, we recommend pure salt, Himalayan salt, a quarter teaspoon of pure salt for every litre of water you drink. And that gives you your minerals and trace minerals. We have it for $10 a kilogram here for people, for our clients, and it lasts a long time, quarter
Maybe
teaspoon for every
litre. Maybe you should have it on your
litre.
bedside cabinet, do you reckon?
Yeah, it could. Well, it suppresses coughs as well if you get a cough in the night.
And have some morning and night and during the night when you wake up.
Then we were doing further research, and nitric oxide is one of the vital ingredients to help blood flow. It's produced in our endothelial cells, which are the lining of blood vessels, but they are also bombarded with all the different toxins that we're bombarded with all day, all year, and we don't produce anywhere near the amount that we should, and it decreases it throughout our life.
All right, scanners, I love figures.
Yep.
So I've got a bit of an autistic brain sometimes, so I love the figures. So when you're a guy, after you turn 30, your nitric oxide starts to drop off. And by the time you're 70, your body produces 75% less nitric oxide in those blood vessels, so in the lining of the blood vessels that Peter was telling about. This is talking about every blood vessel in your body. So they did a study, actually they've done over 200,000 studies, by the way, on nitric oxide and how nitric oxide is needed for an erection, for performance, right, your sexual performance. And this is one reason that older men often can't keep it up, so they resort to Viagra. But it used to be in the past, 80-year-olds, back in the days when I was young, you know, when I heard my parents talk about this subject, 80-year-olds could keep it up for hours. But today, in today's world, 20-year-olds are already struggling. Some 20-year-olds have to resort to Viagra, right? So what's happening is all the toxins in our lifestyle, and sugar also, by the way, creates inflammation in your blood vessels. And what we get is called vascular hardening. That means hardening of your blood vessels, which is the wrong kind of hardening, right? So your blood vessels get hard, but your manhood stays soft because the blood doesn't flow there. So
the blood needs to fill the arteries in your penis for a proper erection, and that the nitric oxide that dilates blood vessels, so the blood can get to everywhere.
And it's good for your muscles, your organs, your
brain, everything. So it's not only sexual dysfunction that'll be affected. It'll be all our health is affected.
And that's a good point that you just made, Peter, because by the time your willy doesn't stand up anymore, whether you're 20, 30 or 80, it doesn't matter. It means your other body, for a man, your body systems are in trouble because nature has created us. So that's one of the last things to go, by the way, in guys, right? So if that part of your body isn't working anymore, you know, all the other systems that are needed for survival are also in dire straits. So Peter and I, we recommend, is that what you were going to say? Nitric oxide. Nitric
oxide in the form, it's very prevalent in beet, red beet. And we sell it in the form of beet flow, and that also has taurine in. We have taurine in separate capsules as well, but it's in beet flow as well, and taurine does exactly the same thing. It'll dilate arteries, so the blood will get there, and Grada didn't want me to use this word, but it engorges the...
Trigger warning.
So it will stand up properly and do its job, your manhood.
Exactly. So the answers are iodine, more salt, of course, drink more water, less processed food, have your lemon or lemon drops in water, then choose to take beet flow for the rest of your life, because obviously this is not something that goes away, because you're literally swimming in an aquarium that's toxic.
So there's been studies done where athletes drink beetroot juice before half an hour before they compete, and they can compete or perform 20% better. So if we take nitric oxide from the beet in the form of beet flow, we'll perform how much better?
Well, the sky's the limit.
And the other thing that
Probably
we
have to put a chandelier in the battery.
we recommend is magnesium, because magnesium also relaxes the arteries. Blood vessels are made up of 3 layers of muscles, and magnesium relaxes those
muscles. But
muscles.
I thought you didn't want to be relaxed.
Well, that's a different type of relaxation.
Yeah. Okay, so just explain it properly, because people they do get this wrong, not kidding.
So
they think magnesium makes you really floppy, but it doesn't. It has the opposite effect.
it has the opposite effect by relaxing the muscles in the blood vessels, so the blood can perform,
rush to that part.
And it's the blood that causes the erection, not the blood going to that area. And that's what we have to get.
Hope you get it as well. I hope we've been very clear with that.
I think we have been.
Okay, right. So I really love seeing all those studies and actually seeing the numbers. The statistics are baffling, right? They really blow my mind in a sad way, to be honest, because we have to stop the tide, right, and take this problem by the hand, literally, and the solution is definitely not to take testosterone, because if you take testosterone, your body is not going to make it anymore, and your body is already not making enough of it anyway. So we're designed to make testosterone. Women also need testosterone, because it's like a foundational hormone for us as well. But if you take it, your body stops making it. It will then, out of its own accord, become estrogen dominant or whatever. And I was reading up on it, and actually synthetic testosterone will destroy your muscles and your organs and everything. So it's like short-term gain, long-term pain, long-term irreversible damage. When they're actually super amazing substances like the nitric oxide, which is in the beet flow. Apparently, they did a study with 60-year-old men who had erectile dysfunction, and it only took a few days on nitric oxide, and their vascularity was restored to the level of a healthy, fit 30-year-old, which is super amazing. Because our bodies are amazing. Our bodies know how to heal themselves, and our body has the blueprint for perfect health. Our body wants us to have a happy life. It's just that it's bombarded and overworked with toxins and then deficient in other things, right? So it can't. And the sad thing is that we often look after cars or lawnmower better than your most vital machinery.
So,
like you see a guy go in the shed looking after all his machines and oiling them, and he's not looking after his own manhood, because I guess people don't know. People just put up with everything. They accept it and they feel resigned when all the damage can be reversed. So please read the article that I've attached.
And it's quite often more women watch our
That's true,
our
actually.
lives. So you women, if your man isn't taking any interest in you, it's probably not that he's having an affair. It might be that he's so ashamed that his manhood's not working properly.
But also,
so get him onto the beet flow, magnesium, iodine and D-limonene with the lemon essential oil, and you might be surprised.
Also, that's so true, isn't it? But also it affects their mood too. So their personality, your personality changes when your testosterone and your nitric oxide and everything goes down the gurgler. Right?
Well, they lose self-esteem, as well.
Yeah, and you lose your confidence, lose your
yeah.
zest for life.
Yeah.
Because the Greek word hormones comes from the Greek language, and the meaning is feeling excited. So that means feeling excited about life, the sunset or the sunrise, or feeling excited about the flowers in your garden, or what when you're garden, what do you feel excited about?
All those things as well.
Just like all the things, the beautiful things that life has on offer. And so testosterone and your normal sex hormones also give you that satisfaction of life and the excitement. And so if it's all down the gurgler, you lose that as well. Everything just becomes grey and hard work and struggle and effort. So
instead of what it says on the bottle, 1 capsule a day with the beet flow, I recommend people take it at least 3 times a day.
One with each meal usually.
3 times a day. If you only have 2 meals, still have it 3 times a day.
Oh, yeah.
And then magnesium, you take that as much as your bowel will tolerate, because all an overdose will do is send you running to the loo too much. Iodine, we recommend what a endocrinologist, professor of endocrinology, recommends taking 100 times the recommended daily allowance, which is 10 drops of what we have on offer. And 2 or 3 drops of lemon essential oil in your glass of water gives it a nice lemony taste, and you can have that in your salt water as well if you put your salt in your water, but have your 1/4 teaspoon of pure salt for every litre of water you drink, and have a litre of water for every 30 kilograms of body weight. And yeah, it will
change your life. Supercharge you, get your spark back, and all those things, right? Probably make you feel better than you've ever done before. So hope you find this interesting. If you have any questions, send us a message or give us a ring, or come and book yourself in for a complete overhaul. That's really important as well. But in the meantime, you can do what we suggested, because that will already really help you a lot. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
See you next week.
See you soon.